Welcome back to Fly the Coop. I am so glad you're with me today. This podcast today is just you and me, and we're going to talk about you as a realtor and what you're seeing out in the market, and maybe some questions that have been on your mind. Now, I have chats with realtors every day, and I do receive questions, and there's some repeat on some of them. So I have two here that were sent to me, and we're going to talk about the answer today and see if you have any insight or shares that you can perhaps leave a comment below and share with our followers so we can come together and support our clients in an even better, more effective way. So, I don't know about you, but I am seeing, the team is seeing, and the agents that I speak to who are out there really working the market, we're seeing some changes. It's all good, but the fabric and the movement of our market right now is absolutely shifting to what I would call slowly into a more normal market. Now, in the day, believe it or not, a 6 month listing was normal. And in fact, in our city, we're averaging in the city around 40, 45 days. And even better, for some, we're still seeing multiple offers. So, how does that relate to conversations when you're in front of your client at a listing appointment? Well, the three top, topics should be: where are they located in the city and what is their price point as it relates to the comparables? And those comparables need to be articulated in a way because there have been some adjustments in the listing inventory since our comparable inventory last year. Let's read the first question. How can real estate agents leverage coaching to improve their deal closure rate and overall success in the industry? That's the first question I've got. And that's interesting. I was just speaking to my coach this morning, and I would say the number one challenge for most realtors out there when they're advising their clients is responding to the psychological play, if you will, the psychology of the real estate and what happens. It's kind of like football, I call it. How do you strategize and how do you respond to make a good decision collaboratively to move the needle forward so you don't implode? Negotiating is something that is absolutely leveled up. There's a lot more negotiating going on transactionally, whether you represent the buyer or you have the listing as a sale. Three things you're seeing more of is negotiating on an inspection and setting expectations for both your buyers and your sellers out there, setting expectation and what value is and how to prepare for a multiple. Uh, Preparing for a multiple offer in the old market is different than it is right now because people are a little bit gun shy. And that's in part because of the interest rate lock ins right now, paired with just, am I missing out? That FOMO thing. If this, then that. If I make this decision now, am I missing out on other opportunities as more inventory hits the system? And then just overall commitment, the synergy, if you will, and the mindset of a consumer right now in home ownership, I would say is more thoughtful, and they really need to be guided through a process where things were more instinctual and fast, especially over the past 5 years. Things were moving really, really fast. You as a consumer, we're going to talk about the consumer as it relates to you as the realtor working with that client. The client, you, the consumer, were moving so quickly that you really didn't second guess your decision making process, where now people are like really intentful on understanding their conditional issues with a home. What kind of investment are you making into the property? What is the comparable list looking like? And is there going to be a continued shift in the market as we're seeing price points stabilize, specifically, definitely in that million plus mark when it comes to housing acquisition? Flipping gears really quickly, I would say we in the city are definitely still in a multiple offer market, and that 500,000 mark or lower, that has not changed. What's changed is that mid-range into luxury price point. So what can we do that's valuable to you as the realtor to help you find the clarity to come up with solutions that are mindful, move the needle, and don't implode your transaction? We as a team are dealing with that every day. I get calls from the team daily. Okay, this is where I'm at right now. What do I say or what should I do? Because you're dealing with, it's almost like juggling when you're buying a home and your realtor's advising you. It's like, what if I make this decision? What does that mean later on to the buyer? And what does that mean to the future of securing and being aware that my home is going to maintain, stay together, and I am going to actually close the property? And I could speak for hours on that. There are so many examples of why transactions fall apart. So the three top ways to make sure you are maintaining great communication with your client, whether you're a listing agent or a buyer agent, is to set expectations up front and understand the analytics. There's a lot of great new information coming out right now, especially through showing time, that allows you to really be clear on what's happening as it relates to supporting your seller and making sure they understand what their competition is, what their value base, what their average sale price is, and how long it will take them to find the right match for their home. Setting expectation up front, super, super important. Communication is the number one struggle I find with realtors right now when I'm visiting with some of these agents that have these questions. How are you communicating? If you're communicating strictly by text or strictly by email, you're losing a lot in tonation and you're missing an opportunity to help move the needle and get them through whatever obstacle they have. So I'm going to use a real live example. I'll keep names out and listings out. We have a beautiful listing in Minneapolis, and it's a relocation out of state. And this product comped just last year at 1.5 million. And we really worked with that as a high mark number when we were campaigning off market. And when we listed the product, we listed at a lower price based on the feedback we got on the private campaign. When we listed on the public campaign, the perspective was we'd probably be under contract within 2 weeks based on the analytics. Not only were we not on the off the market in 2 weeks, we ended up correcting the price. Why? Because the market demographic for this product has so swiftly shifted. Beautiful piece of real estate, simply competing with more inventory on the market, and a mindset around the acquisition offers more competition in terms of area. Meaning somebody looking in Minneapolis might be looking in Minnetonka. And if you're in another area of the country, same thing. Somebody looking in Houston might be looking in another first tier suburb that offers new construction, and that client might be willing to consider something historic and something new at the same time. When we have more inventory that we're competing with, it adjusts two things: what the sale price will be and how long it takes to find the match. So, leading into quantifying that information as a listing agent is really, really important, and helping quantify value to the buyer, equally important. Now, as we're navigating what I call the journey through home ownership, whether it's selling or buying, one of the big challenges is obstacles, and there are so many of them. That's why we coach it in real time. If this, then that. This is the problem. What am I going to do about it? We just had an inspection. So another example on the same sale. The inspection came in, it came in with a list of items and you handle those situations calmly, it's a relocation client. They're coming in, knowing nobody, starting a new job, not understanding who their resources are locally. And they don't want to walk into what I call a handyman special of small things, small tasks that aren't difficult to do, but they just don't know where to begin. Right. So that could be a roadblock for a seller. Or you can flip it into something positive and say, the good news is this is all super manageable, it's affordable, and you're doing the right thing. You're leading with value when you're advising your seller, and you're leading with knowledge when you're advising your buyer. This is a really great realtor I'm working with that I've known for a long time. And we equally understand the art of the psychology of advising our client. And those of us that have been able to be fortunate enough to endure the ups and downs of 4, 5, 6 decades of market, um, it's our responsibility to share that knowledge and teach the people coming into this market how to do that. There's a reason why the fail rate is now up to 90% in under, I think, 3 years now on the conversion of, or the fallout, I'll call it, of realtors in this business. It's so high because people just think we're transactional and selling real estate when it's so much bigger than that. Most of our work is psychology. Most of our work is advising around the obstacles, and there are so many through the journey of buying and selling a home. So, communication as it relates to how we're having those conversations and problem solving, I say you need to be the, expert of problem solving. Experience and time will allow you to do this in real time and very quickly come up with solutions. And that's where I am so grateful to be able to have the team be able to lean in to me to be able to ask those questions and be able to come up with responses quickly so we can see success stories regardless of how long it takes. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it takes a little longer. The solutions are there, and we get these clients to the finish line so they have a happily ever after story. So we have more on this. There's actually a whole list of questions coming in. So, as part of our Fly the Coop experience, we're going to be sharing a nugget once a month. I call them nuggets, little learning moments. So please do remember, if you're finding value in some of the advice or have questions, even more importantly, have any questions for me, please leave a comment and I'll answer that so everyone can see the answer. Because the whole point here in this journey that we're on is we're working in this community of real estate and we're helping our clients, which there's a lot of people out there to help. I always say there's more than enough business out there because there's so many people going through life transition. Leave a comment. Don't forget to please click and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're doing so much work right now, and we put so much time and energy into the platform. We'd really love for you to be a part of our community, and the subscription is really appreciated. You'll be notified of each new interview. If there's a new listing alert, we're doing lifestyle video production on every single product we've got, all price points. We treat every single listing the same, whether it's 200,000 or 2 million. It's all curated, especially for that listing. So we're able to make sure we're presenting not only a home, but a community and sharing a story in a valuable way for you. And then don't forget, we're doing lifestyle production and are a part of the American Dream Network as well now. So we're doing 6 shows this year that'll be broadcasted nationally. And we're so excited to have that collaboration. And those are all available to view on the YouTube channel. So please don't forget to click and subscribe. And we will be back next time with another nugget on what's going on in the marketplace today here on Fly the Coop. Thank you so much.